my lovelies, and welcome to my channel WYRD is the New Black. My name is Kat, and this is just a simple choice between 1, 2 and 3. I'm using here the Solo Logos Tarot. They're a lovely prototype deck that has been sent to me by the wonderful Kerry Bevan. I shall put her link below if you'd like to buy these cards. Highly recommended. They are beautiful, as you will see. So yeah, as ever, please just take your time to resonate towards your number, and I'll see you on the other side. Hello my lovelies, and welcome to stack number 1. Well, this is intriguing. So for those of you who skipped the intro, I'm using the Solo Logos Tarot, which is utterly beautiful, designed by the lovely Kerry Bevan, and her link is in the description box if you'd like your own deck. I'm slightly obsessed with them. Gosh, this is nuanced. It really is. We're kicking off with the 7 of the Swords and the Devil here in column number 1, and there's a lot spinning on this energy because it's so big, and the Devil is also next to the Moon here, so that all has bearing on this space. This person is recognizing that there may be significant mistrust, or there's been a situation where maybe there has been a conflict, or there's been some kind of articulation of mistrust. And it's almost like this person has tried to distract you with conflict, or the conflict is kind of a way of getting you not to see what they're hiding here in the Moon. And it's a hidden element, and it could be to do with the third party situation with the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles that fell out. They were at the bottom of the deck and they wanted to come out together, and they wanted to come out where the Queen of Pents was like slightly overlaying the Queen of Wands here. And the Queen of Pentacles for me can sometimes mean a karmic energy, and I feel that this is some kind of karmic energy. And if it's not another person, which I think for most of you, to be honest, I think it is. If it's not another person, it's some kind of attachment, and the attachment is in the earthy realms, and it's the 8 of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. So it could be an addiction that is being hidden as well here. It's an unhealthy attachment. It's a codependent attachment. And I do think this person is actually a little bit codependently attached to your energy in some kind of way, or they may feel that they need your support with the King of Cups up here, or compassion. It's giving strong agape energy with the King of Cups. So I feel like this is strong spiritual capability, basically connectedness, spiritual connectedness. And it's very clear, there's a clarity, emotional clarity around the King of Cups. And the Moon, however, is an obscuration of the clear energy. And it also represents secrets, the dark side of the Moon, that which is hidden from view, the subconscious realm also, the emotional subconscious realm. It could be here with the King of Cups crowning. And it's bringing up a hell of a lot of fear for your person. So there's been some kind of triggering via a conflict, or via words spoken or something, that may have led to a deadlock or an estrangement, or like silence or standstill, or it's almost like the 2 of Swords is what sat between you, and it's this kind of what should I do, what decision should I take in this space, because there's genuine love here, and this person recognizes that there is genuine love here, and they see you in loving terms as well. But they are pushing down on that energy because the moon is about what's underneath. It's about the subconscious, it's about the subliminal. Sub, the prefix sub it means under, it literally means under. And I'm hearing like subjugation, submission, you know. I feel like this person feels submissive either to another party or to some kind of work situation, potentially with the Eight of Pence, or again it could be a physical addiction is also what I feel the need to say, but it's like emotionally, it's emotionally driven. Because there are cords binding that have yet to be cut or have yet to be severed, or this person is avoidant, is what I want to say, of making a decision. And I think that maybe a decision is kind of has not necessarily been made. I mean, for some of you, I think it could. For some of you, I think it could have been, and you're working on self-love and you're focusing on self-love. For some of you, I mean, the Hermit up here as well, it could be that you're on your own, and the Knight of Pence, he's holding one pent, this is the 8, so the 9 of Pentacles is the single card. It's like independent and autonomous, and so I feel like that's kind of a shared energy. You're both independent, you're both autonomous. I feel like this person realizes that you might consider that they've lied to you, and because it's a secret or obscuration, it's like lie by omission, or it's not been above board in some sense here. It's been kept from you because, and that's a strategy to make, you know, maybe to, I hate to say this, but string you along, or it's, and if that resonates, I think this person recognizes that you perceive it that way, that you are confused with the moon energy about what the emotional state of play is in this situation, and how you can practically work forward or elevate yourself in a way that is healthy. God, it's big energy, it's heavy energy, and I feel like there's a reluctance from this person to share what's actually going on, because it could be a very dark space that they're transiting at the moment with this little black dog trying to cross the river. And it's so, it's like an intense avoidancy is the feeling. It's got something to do, and it's triggered up some kind of childhood or young adulthood, obscured wounding or energy that they don't particularly want to remember, and that could be around the masculine frequency. But I feel like this is kind of a hidden emotional content, and it's like they're hiding their emotional content, and they're hiding their sense of attachment to you. But you don't feel like this person is paying attention, because to you, from your perspective, it seems like you feel that they're attached elsewhere, or that there is unhealthy attachment or addiction or something that is going on in this person, or self-pity. It could be self-pity. The devil is notorious for the poor me, and utilizing of that energy in order to not have you look too closely at the fine print, if you know what I mean. It's highly deceptive when it comes out next to the Seven of Swords, and that is very manipulative energy as well. And I think that something There's been a kind of get thee behind me, Satan moment in this energy for me. Yeah, I had to pause because his energy is so bloody heavy. I think you've seen something in your person that you're like, oh, I don't like that. And it could be any one of the 7 deadly sins or any one of the ego aspects that has, I think, in turn triggered you into reflecting on past energy. But you're doing it from a space of clarity and of compassion and of healing and of self-care, and it's a leadership energy within the heart realm, the King of Cups, right? It's also romantic. He's a very nurturing masculine force. And the reason why I think it's coming, even if you're feminine, I think the reason why it's coming up in masculine force in this regard is because there is an ability that comes across with this energy to kind of remove yourself from being involved. And I think that is something that you are doing because you're coming to a closure in the world up here, and I think your person recognizes that is what is steadily being moved towards, because I think that you've taken your time to reflect in this energy and reflect on this space and reflect on yourself. And in doing all of that, I think that it's illuminating your person. They're moving from this negative space of feeling like I can't do this, or I can't do that, or I can't do the other, because your person is actually attached to attaching themselves. As in, I feel like they're attached to, they could be attached to a devilish energy in a karmic sense, and maybe that devilish energy in its own right is manipulative or deceitful or competitive is also what I want to say, which is weird. But I feel like it's very elusive. Your person is so elusive because every time I look at this moon, I kind of lose my thread. I kind of disappear. It kind of slides left a bit out of my third eye vision. It's just so disorientating or discombobulating, and I feel like your person has not been aware of their devil energy, potentially because the moon is so subconscious. They've been maybe reacting from a space because it's unhealed, but because you're so healing in the way that you approach things, in your connection with agape love, capital L, compassion energy, that is pure spiritual force here, that I feel that they've gone from a place of like, I'm completely in the dark about it, to a recognition that is illuminated with a full moon. And it's important that your energy has this effect. The light of the energy is illuminating. It can't help but be illuminating. And I think it's because you're just like doing your thing. You're focusing in exactly the ways that Spirit always encourages us to do, right? You're not in a hurry. You've spent time reflecting. You know that you're closing out on possibly a big fat karmic cycle of your own, maybe. I don't, or you've closed out, and this is, the wisdom of what's left. Or so I feel like if this person has put you in some kind of competitive position, or kind of like an optional position, is it person 1 or is it person 2, then inevitably the Queen of Wands, she's like, no. Like, the Queen of Wands is famous for her boundaries. She's also famously magical, famously expressive, famously feisty, famously sexy, obviously. But I just feel like, and I do think this person sees you as very attractive, and not just attractive. I think they also see you in Queen of Pentacles energy, and that you're grounded. there's a connectedness to you've got your feet on the ground, is what I want to say. I'm imagining her walking barefoot now. Yeah, I love your cards, Kerry. They're amazing. And I just think that this, yeah, she's walking barefoot, feet on the ground there, and continuing on the journey with holding her Ace of Wands for a brand new beginning, holding her Ace of Pentacles for a grounded beginning. So it feels like you're closing out on this, and it's not, it's kind of peaceful. It's a peaceful, steady, keep it in the flow of the intuitive energy, closure. It's like you don't want conflict. You don't want conflict is what I'm getting. And I feel that you know that if you try and tangle with this energy, because it's so private with the moon, because it's so personal, because it's so avoidant, it's just going to wind up with arguments. There is no point. It's pointless. All you can do is offer compassion at a healthy emotional distance, and recognize that your person is like in a vulnerable space in their emergence, because they are emerging. And look at the Hermit. It's beautiful. I mean, it's so beautiful and illuminated. So in a sense, there is like a dual illumination going on in this space, and your person is looking to level up. And they're very afraid of not being able to, maybe, or not. Maybe they're yeah. Or it could be a work move, or a location move as well here. That could be something in this space. The Eight of Pentacles often means like a promotion in some description. So there's fear around practicalities, and maybe fear of being alone. But like the moon can feel for me lonely, whereas the Hermit doesn't feel lonely, because when you like your own company, you can't really be lonely, because you enjoy being with you. You are your company. So I kind of feel like they recognize, depending on where they are on this timeline, by the way, they recognize that the progression of this energy, and there's something very peaceful about this space. There's something very satisfying about this space. This person could have like huge spiritual capability that is like latent or hidden or under the surface, or has been tied up somehow, or the devil's been playing with. And devil energy requires, its challenge, its spiritual challenge is sheer tenacity, right? Because it's a Capricorn card. It just keeps climbing up the mountain. It's like, no, God damn it, one foot in front of another. And I do think this person works hard, and I think they recognize that you work hard. And this again is somehow healing of the emotional space, of the emotional energy here that is being so masterfully managed, is the sensation that's coming from your energy. There's a real beautiful something about this. It's like the devil says, I don't want to be monstrous anymore. That's the feeling. And it's like, can I come out into the light? So maybe this person feels like ashamed or guilty about something. It could be a secret that you don't know about that they feel guilty about as well. You might not know about this because they're so protective of it. And it could be about how much they care for you, but I don't think it's that. I think there is something else that's hidden. It could be something to do with their past. Or again, the sort of the earthy addiction energy, or feeling like, again, I can't look at the moon without it freaking sliding me. It's really potent. So whatever this person is like drawing up from the subconscious, and it feels like, you know, deep for them, they are trying very hard to show themselves compassion. And I think it's via your example. And they're trying to be unafraid of not having control is also what I feel the need to say, because it almost feels like their sanity's dangling by a thread in some way, shape or form here with this devil and this string that he's holding. I mean, he is the puppeteer. And I feel like your person may be recognizing they themselves have been puppeteered or lied to, or they're coming clean with themselves about doing those things and recognizing the toxicity in that space. But regardless, this Queen of Wands is walking away from this situation. She doesn't compete with the Queen of Pentacles. They don't compete with each other because they belong to completely different realms. They belong to completely different kingdoms. And so I feel that somehow this situation is highly spiritually connected, or connective, or highly significant on a spiritual level for some kind of transiting in terms of either closing down cycles or getting to a point of self-reflective solitude, or like embracing that energy for what it is, which is really reassuring of the self, really revealing of the light. And often I see the Hermit as almost like the guy that wanders through the labyrinth. It's an inner labyrinth that has to be traversed in this area. And it may be that your person is also kind of illuminating their, something that keeps them tied to their particular approach to their physical realm, and how to promote themselves or level up out of the energy. And you're both leveling up is the sensation here with the Knight of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles. And this feels like it's so subliminal, and there may be like strong 5D connective energy here, like strong almost telepathic energy that is transferred back and forth. It's very psychic energy that's going on here potentially between the two of you, that even if you're not speaking, even if you are estranged, even if there is quiet in the energy here, or so much is said that is not articulated, it's all, the energy is moving regardless. The energy is moving this situation regardless, because I feel that it's protective of you, and it's protective of any devil that wants to walk into the light out of the darkness and say, I want to refamiliarize myself with the heart space, or with nurturance, or because they could be working on nurturance things connected to maternal energy or paternal energy, or it could be any of those things, but it could be legacy as well, I'm hearing with the Hermit, or those concepts, the concepts of the family seem to be stepping forward to me now, and what constitutes like a balance or a good dynamic or a good partnership, and but I do feel somehow things are closing out, and that you are going to spend time on your own, or you are spending time on your own, because the Queen of Wands, her lesson is boundaries. The Queen of Pentacles, her lesson is like building from a stable and solid space, you know, home, and feeling at home in the self, in particular, feeling secure in herself. So it's like confidence and security are being balanced out in this space. And I do feel like, even though this person has not wanted to see, has been almost completely in the dark with the devil, their ability to elevate into an illuminated space at speed is pretty damn awesome. And there's going to be so much wisdom gained from the encountering of your energy. And I feel like they may already appreciate this. They may already understand this. But they may have to come clean. They may have to articulate something that they don't want to articulate. So we've got the Eight of Wands at the bottom of the deck, which is all about like communication in this space. And the Ace of Swords, which is truth. Yeah, that truthful communication. And then the Queen of Swords underneath. Another queen? Anyone? Is this like a third, fourth party scenario? I mean, honestly, I don't know. Or it could just mean that there needs to be a severance here, like where the truth is articulated, the bullshit is cut through, and discernment is applied in terms of involving your involvement with this situation. I think that this person is avoidant of making a decision, and maybe you have given time to this situation in order to do so, or you intuitively, I felt that things had to be kind of left in this Two of Swords space. It wasn't the right time to make a judgment call or make a decision in some way. And that is because the moon always advises caution with movement because of the half-light situation. You can move, but you have to move carefully, tread carefully. So this person may recognize that they need to tread carefully. But I also feel that there's a peace in your space with the King of Cups. And I feel like you, in your heart, you know, although it may bring out sadness, because Knight of Pentacles is now looking pretty sad to me. And the feeling that, you know, what you have to offer is not... the gift here, the gift of the coin that he's carrying added to the 8 is the 9 of Pentacles. The gift is independence. The gift is potentially, you know, is going it alone with the Hermit, is self-reflection, is, yeah, it's kind of inevitable. It is the sensation. They know that inevitably you are moving towards closing out of a cycle, following your inspiration, following your heart, wanting something new or someone that can fulfill you in a spiritual way is what I'm getting. And, you know, this person is going to level up. They're leveling up into the Hermit. But it may be that the closure is what promotes the Hermit space, because there's solitude all over this, or going it alone all over this. So this may be just some kind of transit in the journey where you have to go your separate ways, because one of you, and I feel it's your energy, is on a higher, there's some kind of higher calling here with the King of Cups and this White Wolf, and the other is transiting a tricky emotional space in order to get from one side of an impasse to another, and they might feel like caught in the middle of the situation here, which is why they feel kind of like almost impotent in this energy, but they are avoidant. So that's the feeling. That's why. It's because there's an avoidance. So they're rendering themselves completely fucking stuck. But it is moving. It is moving slowly. Geez, I think I'm going to end it there, because it's just there's so nuanced that I'm finding it very difficult to put into words. And I do think communication is potentially a big problem, particularly for your person. And I think they recognize that you see that, or they recognize they haven't been upfront, or they haven't been honest, or they've been sneaky, or they've been deceptive, or they've been secretive, and they may still be holding secrets. And so you can't kind of wait in the Knight of Pentacles. You've just got to close out. You've just got to keep progressing forwards, one foot in front of another, because this is you focusing on your own elevation, possibly again in the material or coins realms, in work, in job, in health, in money, and So I think that's all I've got for you, step one. I really hope it resonated, and I hope you like the cards as much as I do. And if it did, please drop me a like and comment. And thanks so much, everyone, for your support. Bye, guys. Well, hey there, stack two. So, what is this person realizing? So before I start, if you skip the intro, these are the Solo Logos Tarot deck. They've been designed by the wonderful Kerry Bevan, and her link is in the description box below. She sent me a prototype deck, and they are incredible. I can't stop reading with them. They're very nuanced. They're very connected with intuition. And I think you can always tell when a deck is made with that level of intuitive wisdom behind it. It just translates across so beautifully. So thanks, Kerry. I really, really love these cards. So what's your person realizing? I think the first thing I want to say is this person sees you in very authentic terms with the Ace of Swords up here. It's so authentic, your energy. It's just open, it's truthful, and it cuts through the bullshit. Is the sensation that you get with the Ace of Swords. Because in order to truly claim the ace, I think you've got to transit a whole round with the swords energy. And we do have the Ten of Swords up here, which is the end of the swords cycle, right? And when you emerge from this card, which is often about strong betrayal and complete defeat and messy endings, or they're closures but they're not closures kind of thing, where you have to kind of find your own closure to circumstances, then you can truly claim this energy. And I feel like, in all fairness, is what I want to say, that you have, and this person recognizes this because of the Justice card up here. And this is just awesome, this card. So this is the Egyptian goddess Maya, and she's weighing the heart against the feather. And so I feel like, you recognize there's something really heavy in your person's space, or they've been heavy-hearted, or you are making a judgment call here with judgment underneath. And I feel like, it's fair. It's a very fair decision. You've weighed it up, and you're not going to be pulled down in a situation. Now, for some of you, this could be somebody you're concerned about, and you can recognize how heavy-hearted they are in some kind of way, in some kind of energy, because I am getting two potentialities here. One is strongly platonic is that is coming through, and one it may well be a romantic connection or something like that. But the platonic energy, I feel like you've been very honest with this person about the situation as you see it. And Justice is very measured. It's very measured. It's a Libra card. It's an air energy. It's very articulate. And with the swords, it's straight to the point. And there's real clarity with the Ace of Swords for me. It's like a clear day where you can see for miles kind of thing. And so Justice alongside it with that strong air it's giving me a sense of you being analytical, very analytical and very well balanced and very fair and very straightforward, and that your person recognizes. this energy, and I think they appreciate it and respect it, is what I feel the need to say. Even if the situation is that you're calling judgment on them in some kind of way, or in their position in some kind of way. Because it's kind of like a higher power, and obviously there could be some kind of karma at play in this energy, or there could be a karmic in this energy with the Justice card. But I want to talk about it in karma in the big sense of the word, in the force of the energy, in the balancing out of things. And Maya, she weighs the heart against the feather, and it makes me feel like this is kind of a light-hearted energy, or that you need to stay, that you've stayed, like you've kept the energy light so as not to like weigh too much in the heaviness, or because it's contributing, or it will be contribute to this person's space. So you keep it in like this really balanced space, which I think this person recognizes and appreciates. I know that they appreciate it, because for me they're coming up in 8 of Swords energy here, and that's about like mental entrapment, and there's a lot of entrapment energy for me in this, with the 9 of Swords up here. So it's like 8, 9 and 10 of Swords going on in this situation. But for me, when it comes to the 8 in particular, I've always seen the ace as the answer to that. The ace is what cuts through the nonsense. It cuts through the bullshit. And I feel that you've kind of articulated, or you've come in and you've said, the only person keeping you trapped is yourself. And it's a mental energy. It's in the mind. And the entrapment of the mind is what keeps you almost enslaved, is the feeling. Because this 8 of Swords next to this Judgment card, and this Judgment card is like the eye of Sauron, or it feels like this person is very afraid to be judged, and to be found wanting, and to be judged unfairly. Or maybe there's some kind of legality with the Justice card up here, which they feel it has to be carefully balanced, or they want to be fair, or they want to be treated fairly, is also something that's coming up for this person. And you're coming up in very fair terms, so I think they really respect that energy. But interestingly for me, in these cards, as I'm looking at them, the only energy that is indicative of your energy, that I'm really vibing as your energy, is the Ace, Justice, and the Emperor. And then it's kind of all of the rest of this feels like it's kind of your person's situation or circumstance, or what's going on with them, or because the Emperor next to 9 of Swords, the Emperor, 9 of Swords is like very anxious energy. It's like sleepless nights. It really struggles. And it may be that you have been worrying about this person, or there is something that you have been thinking about in order to, or that you need to articulate, or that you have to be very balanced in the way you put the energy forward. But it could be a strong no, is what I'm getting. So I think they've realized that you have damn good boundaries. Like if you weigh something as being unfair, you are not okay with that. I'm hearing like advocacy, or the advocate energy is now stepping forward to me, that you would advocate for fairness, that fairness is like really significant in this space. How things are balanced out in the energy is highly significant. And it may be that if this person is a friend, you think that their treatment is very unfair, or the way that they've been treated is very unfair, and they recognize and appreciate that, is the sensation. And you may well point out that they've got to get out of their own way in order to overcome this energy. So the 8 of Swords, the Ace of Swords, is the cut through the bullshit card, and then the judgment is the wake up and smell the coffee card. So it's like, come on. This person recognizes that you see that they've got to get out of their made up prison because they're not in one. And they need to appreciate they're not in one, because they're manifesting an energy of complete enslavement or entrapment, or and it's like it's like this force. It's almost like there's a karmic force here at their back, is what I want to say. The way the eye is looking down at these people, it's at their back. It's looking at their back, and it could be that they're dealing with strong karmic energy, or maybe for some of you this is this person is a karmic to you, and this is like a karmic return because of the authenticity of your energy. But I think that's for less of you, because I feel like you're saying the truth is, you need to be fair to yourself and call judgment on this situation. It's Judgment Day. It's Armageddon. It's game over. It's, before it really, really destroys you. Because this person is going from, for me, with all these people down here and this person in this cage, it's like almost the sacrificial lamb kind of an energy. It's got nasty ritualistic vibes all over it. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's got that kind of, oh, well, we've got this soul trapped kind of a feeling about it. And it could be that somebody is like hard out watching your person and has them really like monitored, is the feeling. Like they're under surveillance, which is horrible energy that's coming through with that for me. And now I'm seeing the hobbits trying to get across the plain with the eye of Sauron, like sweeping like a searchlight, and they're like sneaking around or evading it, or like trying real hard not to be seen. And so I think this person is really trying to minimize their energy in regards to some kind of karma, in order to not have to deal with this judgmental force up here, who can present themselves in very fair terms. Or this is them. I mean, take what resonates, right? So they could be under some kind of karmic judgment, like I said before, and they're trapped in their mental cage until they can face up to this, for some of these people. And in some regard, that regardless of, like, you could be inquiring about somebody who's dealing with this kind of judgment. Either way, they have to wake up and recognize the power of this energy in the way it is exerting itself over their experience, their life, and it's causing tremendous pain. It's torturous with the 10 of Swords up here. It's torturous. And I feel like in some way you're like, just say fucking no, because the Emperor just say no card, right? If there's something that the Emperor, he's not going to have shit go down on his turf without kicking out those troublemakers, if you like, because that's not going to provide the protective architectural energy that the Emperor is connected to as the sacred masculine element up here. And so there's something about like the preservation of the powerful masculine element and the decisive energy connected to that, that either you are advocating for or articulating, or you are informing this person they need to connect with. Because I feel like, because of the nature of the sort of negative energy that's coming off the judgment card for me, I feel like somebody here is is like the totalitarian government over this person. And it could even be government. I mean, I don't know. But they need to recognize that they have to claim back the masculine force, even if they're a feminine energy, right? They have to claim back masculine energy. And the Emperor is very strong in what he will tolerate and what he won't tolerate. He's also a card for me that represents a brand new way of bringing in a new structures that work better for society, because he's a healthy politician when he's well aspected. So I feel like your person may be dealing with some kind of political karmic force that is not well aspected in their favor. And the more that they weigh themselves down in the heart space, the less likely it is to be well aspected in their favor. And I think they're recognizing that you and this situation or this relationship with you is a means to the truth of how to extrapolate themselves from the prison of anxiety, the prison of betrayal of the sacred masculine element, the high vibrational masculine element of being able to decide on their own governance. Hello, Merlin. Hiya. Yeah, it's like self-governance or something that is highly significant. And I think they're recognizing that you have a very good overview of this situation, that you can see very clearly what this energy is doing to this person. Now, if this person is the one that was a totalitarian government, is the one that was political, betrayed you in some kind of way, is a karmic to you in some kind of way, caused you great pain, caused you great anxiety, caused you stagnation or conflict, then they are receiving judgment. And they are recognizing it as a karmic judgment. They cannot help but see the truth of this situation. And the more that they try not to, the more that it becomes obvious, because the 8 and the ace adds up to the 9. And it's an exact balanced karmic return is what I'm getting. And it's because you have kind of removed emotional content from the space, because, theoretically and ideally, when you're dealing in the justice system, people should make decisions based on, not based on their reactionary emotional energy or their personal biases. They should be removed from their emotive space in order to be fair and discerning. And I feel that they recognize that you are in some way removed from your emotive space, and not in a bad way at all, because the Emperor is like Aries energy. It's fiery energy. It's able to very strongly make moves that benefit. And I think that you recognize that this person is in the prison of their thoughts at the moment. And some of you are concerned about this person and you're offering advice. And others of you are overviewing and you're recognizing, and you've been gifted this truth to know that the karma is being enacted here. And it will be exactly in balance to what this person has put out. However, I think if it is a friend, there is some kind of like strong negative. I mean, it could even be if it was your karmic. I feel like they are under scrutiny, or they're being monitored, or they're being, I don't know, there's a karmic to them that is trying to keep them enslaved or entrapped or is domineering and doesn't mind, is kind of totally dispassionate to the anxiety that it causes in your person or the dark space of the mind, because this is like powerful, like mental pressure going on with this person. It's like overthinking to the point of annihilation with the Ten of Swords, or like just feeling totally defeated, like they don't know where to go. They have no option other than to kind of sacrifice themselves with the Hanged Man, because the Hanged Man has sacrificial energy, and I'm getting that kind of lamb to the slaughter. It's like they have to hang it up in some way. They have to turn their perspective 180 degrees, and they are being forced to deal with intense pain, intense sensations of betrayal, intense feeling of maybe people turning away, or just not really understanding, because it's only they can find it within themselves to connect to healthy masculine energy. And like I say, it doesn't matter if this person's male or female, they have to connect to healthy masculine energy. And the Aries is a very forward motion based card, so this is about taking action, taking strong actions, making strong decisions. And I think they recognize your ability to do this, to close the door on things that are, that have been maybe very painful, or because there is an end of a cycle here with the Ten of Swords. There's no denying this is something that has hit its absolute max limit, an absolute maximum limit. And your person is in a very defensive posture. We've got the Five of Wands and the Seven of Wands at the bottom of the deck. I mean, how cool is this Seven of Wands, though? I mean, it's so cool. And that's really interesting, as the Five of Wands is about like conflict, or conflicts arising from sort of leadership issues. And generally, for me, it's about the internal voice of which voice do I lead with? How do I move forward? But this person has put themselves in a great conflict, like in the mind. But it's also being able to stand up to that conflict and refuse to participate with the Two of Wands here. The Two of Wands is like an opportunity to collaborate. And again, this could be, somebody that has asked your advice in a situation, or needs information, or needs insight in some kind of way, or needs an overview perspective on this space. And you may, I think that they appreciate your energy, even if they know that they're paying you karma. They are appreciating of the energy because they know it's a karmic return. But for those of you where it's not that, and they're dealing with their own karmic situation, I feel that even in hanging out with you, or in connecting in with the power that you're bringing with you, because you're a no-nonsense energy, you won't participate in this kind of conflict here. You're like, no, this is just a means of perpetuating the hell and being totally stuck. But your person feels punished, is the only way that I can put it. They feel punished energetically, belittled or vilified, and they care massively about how they're perceived. Within their community or their wider community, or they're giving a dark energy, a dark karmic energy the power to cause them great injury. And if they don't step up, they will be stuck. The Hanged Man will get them stuck in anxiety, acute anxiety. It keeps them in this perpetual state of needing to try and protect themselves. And he's got the rods like crossing the solar plexus. It's trying to protect a vulnerable space, trying to protect the feelings. Because they feel like under the gun or regularly confronted or, again, I'm hearing belittled or attacked. This is, yeah. Hello, my lovelies, and welcome to pile number 3. Oh, this one is proving tricky. Tricky for me to kind of grasp which is your energy and which is this person's energy. It doesn't seem particularly clear to me who's who in this reading. This could also be involving somebody who's involved with someone else or in some kind of third party dynamic or even married to someone else, or maybe you are. So it's very difficult for me to kind of assess what's going on here. We do have the Two of Cups up in the corner, which does suggest there is a soul connective space between you and this person. Either they are a soulmate or they're part of your soul collective, is what I feel the need to say. Or this could be an entirely different person coming in off the back of this situation with this person you're inquiring about. So please do take what resonates, because it's very difficult to, because I feel like there's a number of scenarios going on here, to be honest. So what's this person recognized? I think this is something that they've known for a while, potentially, but the Page of Cups is coming through very strongly as your energy. And I think that they recognize you're super sweet, really sweet and very heartfelt. And I forgot to mention that this is the Solar Logos Tarot deck. This is Kerry Bevan's tarot deck. I've linked to her card deck below if you like these cards. I think they're beautiful. But here we have this very sweet, imaginative vibration coming through the Page of Cups, a very pure-hearted energy with the Page of Cups. There's some kind of innocence about this energy. And maybe this person originally saw you as naive or as a kind of innocent maybe to their desires, because we've got the King of Wands, and that's a very, they go after what they want kind of an energy. And it could have been actually that you were both distracted, because the King of Wands he does look like he's focused outside of this reading, or focused on something from the past, or there's a desire to maybe move on or from a situation with a third party. That could be the case here. The Queen of Pentacles can often indicate a karmic for me, and they are coming up in sort of couple terms. So that could be the case for some of you. Again, don't take it if it doesn't resonate. But I do feel like they physically, they desire you. They think you're cute. That's what I'm getting. Cute. Super cute. There's something really, there's something that inspires them to feel very protective towards you, this person. They do feel this kind of protective energy. They see this inner child frequency, or this innocence, or this purity, and there's a desire to preserve it or protect it. Or also, I think for some of them, a desire not to be too much, that then in some way that this is fire, this is water, that they don't meet, or they're not correlated. Or this person may think, because of the King of Wands energy, that their energy is somehow bigger, or was, I want to say was, because this feels like sort of the beginning of that interaction. And it feels like this person perceives their sort of passion force or their drive to be somehow inappropriate to your energy, or that you're coming off in a space where you would be requiring more emotional support, and they are sort of driven or focused elsewhere. It could be something to do with the coins realm, it could be something to do with their house, their home, their money, their job, something like that. That there's a focus on, you know, going after the coin or something along those lines, and that you are emotionally vulnerable in the situation potentially. So it may be that they have kind of turned their desire, but I think something that they're recognizing is that there is like a strong attraction, and it's because of this softness to your nature, or it's because of this sweet energy. And again, you know, if what I say about this person is applicable to you, please do feel to flip it, because there's so much reflective energy in this particular Two of Cups cards, the way these characters are sitting, the way that they're, you know, literally mirroring each other. Or there's something, I think what they're recognizing is that they've come to understand, or they are very much coming to understand, that the initial impression that they have had from your energy is absolutely not, it is just a surface energy. And for some of them, they have realized this. It's just something you may come across as very sweet, but like this Death card, it really packs a punch. This Death card up here is like heavyweight, and it's Pluto, scorpionic in its force. It's not mucking about, this Death energy. And it's so odd, because I'm reading these four cards as almost like standing together, and then there's this Death frequency, and it feels like it carries on all the way down with this Knight of Swords. And I'm not sure you can see this, but there's a line of paint in the Death card here, and it connects with the Knight of Swords, with the sword he's holding. It's almost like Spirit is bringing in the Knight of Swords with this butterfly perched on the top of it. Like, this feels like a very spiritual force. It's almost like spiritual intervention is what I'm getting with this. It highly, like, powerful intervention in this energy. And I want to say that this person may well see you as very magical. You are very magical, but there's four elements up here, right? You've got the water, the air, the coins, and fire. So you've got this balance of the four elements. The only element that I feel that you're coming up in terms of, like, in this person's view as kind of more vulnerable, is within the heart energy, is with the emotional energy, it's in the cups energy. But then the Two of Cups over here, which is completely balanced, shows that there has been some kind of clear, or there is just about to be some kind of clear ending to this perception for this person. Because you are on the level in every way, is what I'm getting. And they may know that you are sensitive. I want to say that you're sensitive. And for some of you, it could be that you're a parent as well, and they recognize maybe the sensitivity of your child, or that you are sensitive to your child, or something along those lines. Now, if it's not that, this is definitely the inner realm. But then the Ace of Swords is I think one of the most powerful swords cards, if not the most powerful. It holds such, like, strength. It cuts the bullshit. It's able to very sweetly and succinctly be straight down the line with the Death and the Knight of Swords and this line connecting these cards. Yeah, you're straight down the line, and it's very pragmatic with the Queen of Pence underneath it. It's very practical in the way that you approach or that you point out the logic of something, or the fact that it's illogical, or so you have this kind of sweetness to your nature, and then this unexpected like ability to cut the shit. And with the Death card on the other side of it, that is like powerful truth in the nature of your energy. And I feel like this person is recognizing that you are not a force to be played with in some sense. You have no problem cutting out, ending, finishing, deading situations that do not serve you or that are somehow deceptive. I think that's an energy that like you don't tolerate. You don't tolerate deceit. You don't tolerate haziness or lack of clarity, because it's so clear. The Ace of Swords is so clear in this reading. And you could be very grounded in the earth realm. You could be doing pretty good for yourself. Sitting pretty, that's what I'm hearing. Sitting pretty. And now I'm hearing with the Queen of Pence and the Ace of Swords, home truths. Yeah, I think you deliver home truths, potentially at speed with the Knight of Swords. And it's kind of surgical, because I remember going to my counsellor. He's a wonderfully capable spiritual man. And he was saying, you know, when it comes to helping somebody confront their truth, you want to get in there, swiftly confront it, and out and be sewing up the you know, before they've noticed that the surgical procedure has taken place. You don't want to hang about in a surgical energy where you have to get to the truth, because the truth can sometimes hurt. And the Knight of Swords, you know, he means business in this deck. I mean, how beautiful is this card? He means business, and he's very straightforward. So it shows that, you know, something's coming fast or is about to come in fast in terms of a conversation, and it could be to do with ending something or closing something. Or there's a truth coming about a quick ending, or and it could be somebody, you know, that, I mean, I hate to think of the Death card as like in sort of human physical terms, but sometimes it can mean news of a death or news of an ending, but it feels like there's been a communication about an ending or a closure, or I've made a decision and it's fast and this is closing down, and that's what's happening. So it could be this person telling you like, I'm ending X or Y. And it could be a situation with another person, again with the Queen of Pence, or even for some of you it's like a marriage severance or something along those lines. It very much depends on the nature of your relationship already with this person. And I kind of feel with this person actually that they may need your emotional input. They may need your clarity. They may need your pragmatism. They love that in you. They love your approach to things because it's uncomplicated. It's clear. And this is such clarity about all of these cards. None of them are hazy. None of them muck about. Do you know what I mean? And you're able to say, you know, this needs to be ended, or this needs to be closed, or it could be with this situation that you're closing down an energy with this person, and if it is that and that's specific to you, because it won't be for everybody, I feel that it's opening up the rebirth side of that death energy, is opening up a soulmate connection, and it is very it's really incredible. Look at this Sun card. It's just literally, I think it's suddenly one of my favorite cards. this is so beautiful, that the expansion that this connection is going to bring in, because everything's been cleared away from the past that needs to be cleared away, is just beautiful. And at the bottom of the deck we had the Ace of Pence and we had the Three of Wands. So there is some kind of solid energy coming into your space, in terms of like it's something solid. It's an opportunity in the physical realm. It's an opportunity, could be work, could be money, could be your living situation. But the Ace of Pence is also my Shamrock card, so it's incredibly fortunate. It feels like really good luck, or luck is on your side, or and it's like I'm hearing suddenly I see, this is what I wanna be, suddenly I see, why the hell it means so much to me. I'll have to find that song and link it, because there's something very meaningful here in this connective energy. It's hugely meaningful, and I do believe that you have like strong past life frequency with this person, and I feel like it may have been multiple past lives with this person. But I kind of want to say that I feel like maybe in the last one there was a sudden interruption to your dynamic, or to the growth or the growing of your dynamic, and it feels like a death ending, an attack is also what I feel the need to say. And one whole way of existence ended, and it's given way to another form of existence. And that could have been in that life. It could have been that the last life was ended in this abrupt manner, is also what I'm feeling the need to say, or brutal. I'm hearing that too, like a brutal manner. And then this lifetime you get to grow the connection and take an opportunity offered to you in a way that was not available to you somehow before. There's definitely been, or there's just about to be, some kind of changing of the equation between you and this person, whereby there's a freeing up of energy. And like if it's that you're ending one type of dynamic with this person, then there's a whole nother type of dynamic awaiting you, and it's really positive. If they're ending something with someone else, or they're cutting away from, I want to say karmic energy, because I do feel like with this sword and this sword here, and it's giving, and the strong sort of darkness of the backdrop of the Queen of Pence and the Death card here, it is giving like strong karmic flavor, that there is karma that needs to be cut free from, that needs to be put to death, in a sense, like it needs to be ended. And it comes about with very strong, truthful, decisive action. And it's fast. It's so fast with the Knight of Swords here. So it could be an energy that you don't see coming, or that this person doesn't see coming. And I know I'm talking a lot about your dynamic, but there's a lot in your dynamic here. And for me to say, oh, this person's realized X or Y about you, and you've realized X, it's mirrored. So whatever it is you're realizing, I feel like they're on the same page with the Two of Cups. And if they're not, if they're for some reason they're desiring a karmic connection, maybe it's somebody, desiring a karmic connection, maybe they're married elsewhere, maybe you're having to cut them out. If that's the case, you're cutting them out so a soulmate can come in. And this Knight of Swords suddenly, right, look at the Knight of Swords, the Two of Cups, looks like the same guy, right? Looks like the same guy coming in fast, this energy. Yeah, so interesting. So even though the death energy is quick, and I think in many respects, like the resurrective energy could be just as fast, there is always a pause whereby a grieving is occurring during the death card. You can't rush the process. Things need to be worked through. Things need to be grieved. Things need to be let go of. And it's a struggle. The butterfly getting out of its cocoon is a struggle. And maybe you're going through, there's some kind of truth about an ending, and maybe you're processing this, or maybe it's your person processing this, or maybe you both are processing an ending. I mean, I could believe that up here, but there is still, even though it's happened fast and swiftly, and there is something very clean about the ending, it does take time to morph or metamorphosize into something different. So there has to be a softening of the energy because it's heavy. It's a heavy energy, but it's spiritually sanctioned is what I'm feeling the need to say. Because because you're cutting karma and it's heavy. But I also feel to say that this person does realize you bring heavyweight energy with you. It's a heavyweight spiritual force, the death card. It's one of the most magical cards, if not the most magical card, because of its transformational capability. It's lead into gold is death. It's really, and it's coming through in such special terms because of the sun in close proximity, the Two of Cups, which is all about love and companionship and meeting people in the middle. And then the Knight of Swords is known for like brutal honesty, swift honesty. And it could be argumentative, the Knight of Swords. I'm not picking up that energy so much here, but it could be like, yeah, home truth, frequency, which is not easy to deliver, but does need to be delivered, and it's better to be delivered like succinctly, quickly, and at speed is the feeling. But there may be a protraction while you process the truth of what you're releasing, or the truth of what you're letting go in karmic sense here. And the truth of your circumstances, I also feel the need to say. So one of you might be very dynamic in the way that you move around, or there's more movement in the energy, and the other, the Queen of Pentacles, is, very stable, likes her home space, her environment. So there could be a mismatch in the movement and the environmental nature of the energy. But that's something that is being balanced out in this equation, because Spirit is bringing in a gift, is bringing in an opportunity, a window of opportunity is what I'm getting. And so they want you to process as rapidly as possible through this ending, or this, so to not sort of dwell on whatever this death card represents, this truth that is very clear, and they want you to move through it quickly, because on the other side of it you've got this beautiful soul connection, and it's massively expansive, and it's a whole different perspective is what I'm getting. And it could be very positive in the material realm is what I'm getting, and also for the ignition of fire or desire, or yeah, it's almost like I feel that there's something coming in. And again, it could be this person, but for some of you it's not. For some of you it's another situation, and Spirit is, and this person is realizing the truth of the situation is that they can't fight the ending of this, especially if it's you that's bringing in the ending of this energy. Because maybe you desire something different in the heart, more satisfying in the heart space, more on your level in the heart space is what I feel the need to say. Or you're leveling up in your heart energy, and kind of looking at what you need emotionally, because I do feel like you know what you need on every other level, and maybe it's just the emotional stuff that you're like, no, I'm looking for someone to mirror me in these ways, and that meets me in a heartfelt way, that I'm able to feel vulnerable with, I'm able to lean on if I need to, or express myself openly. I'm hearing Neptune, so we've had Pluto and Neptune, and we've got the Sun up here, so it feels like strong, I want to say destined energy that you're transiting. It feels like a big transit as well going on with this. And the Ace of Swords energy is giving me the concept of like vision as well. I'm hearing One Vision by Queen. Next to the Page of Cups, which is that sort of Neptune energy that's coming forward. I feel like it's a dream. It's a vision. I have a dream. Yeah, it's a vision. Some kind of visionary flavor that I feel this person is recognizing, or the person coming in will recognize that, like, that there's some kind of envisioning or visionary energy or magical frequency about the timing of all of this. And it could be that this person is realizing that as well. This Death card is it's like envisioning a clear ending, so that there is this brand new beginning, brand new with the Ace of Pence. What is going on, Path 3? You have to let me know, because this is so, like, there's layers to this energy, because I do feel like a lot of this is kind of wrapped up in a past life frequency. And it's suddenly illuminated. It's suddenly the clouds pass and the sun comes out, and suddenly you're like, I know what I want. My vision is clear. My desire is aligned with my practical world. And now I'm going to take action and manifest it into being and put it into world, or speak it into being, is what I'm getting with the Knight of Swords. Again, with strong magic energy or strong manifestational energy occurring here. And there's something very powerful about the way that you articulate, maybe, or the way that you deal in the world, or the way that you can retract, can move forward, can retract, because the Queen of Pentacles, she has, there's a relaxation, she's sitting, she's not needing to do anything other than just be. And then the Knight of Swords is driven. And I always wonder, I always think to myself, you know, what do the knights battle for? And this particular knight, he battles for fairness, for justice, for advocacy, for the rights, people's rights legally. Or it's very important that he stands up for what he believes in. He usually battles for ethics, for ethical reasons, for moral reasons. So there's something very ethical about your energy, which I think this person recognizes, that there's a strong morality, that you are driven by what you believe is the right thing to do, or what you feel is right in the world, and that you want to end situations that, like I say, that could be deceitful, or that are not grounded, or that are not realistic, but without killing the imaginative space, with allowing that space to be playful. And I think you desire a grounded connection. You desire a connection in the physical that's workable. An opportunity. So it may be that you are growing your understanding and they are growing their understanding of the nature of your soul connection. Because it's not always that the Two of Cups is, oh, you should be together with this person. There's a lot of simplification of soulmate energy online or in readings, and they are so nuanced and they are so different. You think about all the different types of relationships you have with people and your soul tribe in particular, and they can be friends, they can be family, they can be, brief interactions, they can be longer term situations, and then that carries forward to your next life. And it's not a case of this is your soulmate or this is not your soulmate. It's a case of you may be soul connected, but there's karma that you've got to work through, or there's an ending that needs to be enacted, or there's more balance. There's like strong magical forces that are working here that might be difficult to perceive, but they're heavyweight. Or why did this happen at exactly this time? And it's because spirit had a hand in it, because there's strong closure. So you've got all these 4 elements and strong closure. And it could be that your desire, or that suddenly there was a shift in your energy where you don't desire this situation with this person, or the truth is that it doesn't match up. The truth is that in a practical realm it doesn't work between you, or that there's too many differences in the way you perceive the world, or it's too argumentative, or it has to end, or something along those lines. Because what you really need is the soul connective space. What you're really going for is a connective energy. The Page of Cups dreams about the Two of Cups almost. Looking for somebody else, even from a young age. It's very romantic. It's like, who is this person? Who is my person that connects with me in the heart space, that I feel all of that love like unlocked or expressed, or that does make me feel vulnerable, that does make me feel seen. That's what I desire. And I think anything less than that is not going to cut it, is what I'm getting. And it's almost like the ending has to be put in place, or that's this person, and the ending has to be put in place in some way so that you can keep moving towards your vision, towards your dream at speed. That could be a scenario, and maybe that is something that they're understanding as well. And like I say, it could be this person there will be an ending, and then there will be a resurrection with this person. But my feeling is that actually something else potentially could quickly come in to change this situation. And that it's magical, and maybe that's the soul connection, that you're supposed to connect each other to your real soul connection, or that there is, or that this person or you are leveling up in your different elements in a magical sense in order to, have something end that's out of your control, so that there's a gap or a pause that spirit puts in place, so that when it's resurrected, it's the Two of Cups and it's the Sun, it's the Ace of Pentacles, it's the Three of Wands. It has all this huge illumination and growth and positivity, because this could be this person illuminating themselves on the nature of your connection, or you illuminating yourself on the nature of the connection. So I know that there's different variables in this one, and I really hope that you could take what resonates for you here. But know that this is very deep, spiritual, connective energy. It's very deep, magical energy. It's strong forces beyond your control. It's strong spiritual intervention. There's something very destined about the nature of your connection with the person you're inquiring about, and the nature of the connection with the person that either they're going to become, or you're going to become, or the person beyond this person. Bloody hell. All right, really hope that worked for you. If it did, please whack me a comment and let me know. I would be really intrigued by this one. Lovely to read for you, and I'll read for you again soon, darlings. Bye.